Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to FoundFlix. Got another quick flicks review for you today, and the only real reason is because I enjoyed this one so damn much. And this might wind up amongst my top movies of the year, which, if nothing else big is really coming out, kind of doesn't mean that much. Anyway, I already was highly anticipating the premiere of the time loop rom-com Palm Springs because of the involvement of The Lonely Island. It's perhaps a surprise to hear, as I normally cover horror, but just as much as horror, my other favorite kind of films are what I like to think of as stupid smart comedy. And for that, The Lonely Island certainly fits the bill. The trio of lifelong buds, Jorma, Kiva, and Andy, have a knack for combining high production quality and sight gag driven comedy, along with, in their musical output, lyrics that are both a parody of specific genres, but also actually really good independently and extremely clever. Yes, they are for the most part goofy parody rap songs, but are also, musically very well done and interesting. This all started back on SNL with their digital short series, including classics like the Depeche Mode rave Jizz in My Pants, Dick in a Box, which they won an Emmy for, no big deal, and they went on to release several successful albums. But for me, what really got me to love The Lonely Island are their feature films. Their debut, Hot Rod, a kind of 80s sports movie pastiche, was that perfect kind of stupid funny. It was actually written by Pam Brady, who was a big part of South Park's earlier years, and just seeing their style expanded into a 90-minute movie was just perfection. A never-ending barrage of gags and stupidity that I loved instantly. It didn't do much at the box office, but over time gained a cult following. But one thing was mostly missing from Hot Rod: the boys' strength in crafting killer tunes. Enter Popstar. A few years later, on the surface level a kind of current era superstar musician parody, the songs are the real strength here, and they have some bangers that are also downright hysterical. It felt like the next step for the boys, but again was a dud at the box office, most likely due to mismarketing of the film as a specific jab at Justin Bieber. And once again has so many gags, especially in the first 20 minutes, that it's hard to keep up, requiring multiple viewings to catch all the jokes. While it does lag at some points, I still absolutely love it. So I was immediately hyped when I learned The Lonely Island were producing a new flick with Andy front and center. Then when Sundance rolled around in January back in the olden times, and Palm Springs sold for a record-breaking $17.5 million and 69 cents, topping the previous record by, you guessed it, 69 cents. Nice. Or should I say, noise. When I read that, I was honestly like, holy shit, this must be some good stuff if Hulu is willing to cough up 17 mil for it. I mean, are you kidding me, dude? The boys even joked in the press of losing their shirts on the sale. Considering the budget was $5 million, I think they're doing all right. This only got me more excited, but knowing that it was a time loop comedy thing kept hindering that for me. It's just one of those subgenres that are so specific that it's hard to not think of others like it. Most notably, of course, Groundhog Day. So I kept being like, I don't know, what can they do with this that doesn't pale in comparison or feel like an imitation of that? Luckily, I was completely proven wrong when I finally got to watch the dang thing, and Palm Springs is a wholly unique time loop rom-com that completely stands on its own, despite a similar hook to previous films. And it too feels like a natural progression of The Lonely Island's big screen output up to this point. It's a much more sophisticated and dramatic style than ever before, but still maintains their core silly sensibility, even if they didn't write or direct it. Their stamp is obviously still there. First and foremost is the extremely important dynamic of Niles and Sarah, at the center of our plot even more than the loops themselves. And this really is all about the development of their relationship via these bizarre circumstances. Of course, Andy Samberg is his dependable, ruffled man-child self, and this does allow him to show a bit more depth and sides than typically. But for me, it was Christina Miloti as his foil Sarah, and her performance that really got me. I only knew her as the ill-fated mother from How I Met Your Mother, but her performance here gave her a lot more to work with, and she excels with all the material, which actually allows her to be funny instead of just playing the straight man to Niles. And again, she really nailed it here. It's thanks to the two of them that the movie works so well, and every scene is carried by their easy chemistry along with consistently witty dialogue. I hate when I do that. Where I think it immediately distincts itself from other time loop films is that right off the bat, our protagonist has already been living in the loop for a while, instead of slowly seeing them start to grasp what's happening. This instantly adds a different air to everything that unfolds because he knows more than we do, and we're catching up with him via the perspective of Sarah. The two meeting on the day of her sister's wedding, which they are forced to relive over and over. He's already got all the patterns down and knows how to give the perfect personal wedding speech to a captivated audience. He's already done this however however many times, and this makes it more exciting right off the bat. I think what the movie does so well is uses the loops and knowledge the audience doesn't have to its advantage story-wise, allowing for things to flow in unexpected directions instead of knowing we're going to see the next day over and over the pattern. You know what I'm talking about? Palm Springs uses this idea to continuously surprise rather than repeat, which was a refreshing take on the concept. Of course, it also allows our lead couple to grow their relationship over the course of the loops, which is used to hilarious degrees. Once they become fast friends after who knows how long together in the loop, we're treated to a choreographed dance number at a local dive bar, both dressed in 50s greaser outfits, climaxing in them sabotaging the wedding reception with some mighty fine roleplay. Niles thwarting a bomb attempt in the cake, and he launches the bomb into the air just before it explodes with a crossbow. After this little montage alone, I was like, I'm done. It's hilarious, ridiculous, shows the development of our lead character's relationship, and drives the plot forward all at once. I love this kind of shit. It's interesting too because the loop is treated as a kind of positive thing in a lot of ways for the two of them, which actually also forces them to evaluate who they are as people. Only thanks to the loop does Sarah come to terms with who she is as a drunk with her life in shambles, and utilizes her particular situation to each day later on learn more and more about quantum physics to understand the time loop and what is behind it, along with a possible solution to get her and Niles out for good, which leads to more complications as Niles has come to like his life in the loop, not just for avoiding the real world, but out of fear of losing Sarah he doesn't want to leave, now legit in love with her after their bizarre experience together. Of course, Niles has to confront his feelings in her final moments as Sarah has found a way to get out by strapping themselves with explosives, but she is admittedly unsure what the outcome will be, and his final extremely lengthy run-on sentence romantic plea with her was very relatable. In particular, their exchange about potentially getting tired of each other, Niles retorting that they're already sick of each other. "It's the best," he exclaims, which I think we can all certainly relate to. And they share a final charming and bickering moment stepping into the cave strapped with explosives, all set to Kate Bush. The two kissing as the explosives activate, the two intertwined but unsure of what's next. I mean, come on, that's a great fucking climax. It's just literally like everything just tickles my particular fancy, which was the whole point of this whole video. I love this thing. I don't know what to tell you. Palm Springs as a whole spoke to me in so many ways and was such an entertaining and hilarious ride that I was immediately smitten. So if you haven't checked it out yet for yourself, look it up on Hulu. I promise it's worth it. And also feels especially relevant now with the whole time loop thing and losing track of time. Every day is just bleeding together. I'm not quite at bathing suit and floral print shirt every day quite yet, but I'll tell you what, I'm getting there. Give me another few months trapped indoors, I'm gonna give up entirely on wearing pants, I'll tell you that much. Palm Springs was a great success for the filmmakers along with the Lonely Island crew, this showing how they're able to evolve as a whole into an impressive new stratosphere. And I wish these guys only the best as far as future success. And no matter what they put their hands on, I'll be there, I guarantee you that. For now, that'll do it for this quick flicks review for Palm Springs. Are there any other hidden streaming gems out there you think I should check out? I got plenty of time. I'm not going anywhere. Leave a comment below or shoot me a message on any of my social media accounts at FoundFlix. See you soon, y'all. Take care out there.